safe and sound. Oh, not just for them, but their homes too. Shiny and spinny, they're all around us. They seem to be getting along well with everything. In harmony, it's where I wanna be. Green industries, smart cities of the future. AI can even tell what's up in the sky. They say it's a promise of a brighter tomorrow, but there's so much work left. Did you hear it too? We're not alone. I see teamwork. I see teamwork everywhere, for this earth so big and round. I see people coming together, willing to give it one more try. Clean air, save energy, and support life. I see trees are green, with blue skies, birds singing, and the laughter of joy. I see the future I want to be a part of. Do you see it too?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our esteemed guests joining us here at the University of Dubai today, and also those joining us online from around the world.
Welcome all to this Talent and Green Summit held during COP28. My name is Rachel Byrne, Global Seeds for the Future Ambassador and 2020 Seeds alumna from Ireland.
And my name is Mai Võ Phúc Thanh, the grand prize winner of Vietnam Seeds for the Future 2023. And we will be your host for today's event, which is being live streamed in 2 languages.
This summit carries a special significance as we're bringing together over 37 outstanding seeds from across the world to Dubai, showcasing the outstanding talent and potential that they hold. In line with COP28's core sustainability philosophy, we also hope to discuss how ICT enables green development, and of course, how talent plays a significant role.
We are to have the presence of our esteemed guests, international organizations, universities, operators, and executives at our summit today. And to give you a quick look at our agenda, we will first hear from Vicky Zhang, the Vice President of Huawei Corporate Communications Department, and Dr. Isa Mohammed Bastaki, the President of the University of Dubai, who has generously provided us with such a beautiful venue for today's event.
We'll also be hearing from SEED representatives to share how, as a youth, they can use digital skills to help make society better. For the second part, a panel of professors, experts, SEEDs, and Huawei executives will discuss green digital skills and how we can accelerate the journey to green technology. So let's begin with our first speaker. May I ask you to join me in welcoming to the stage Vicky Zhang, Vice President of Huawei's Corporate Communications Department, onto the stage to share her vision on the topic talent and green.
Thank you, our host. And good morning, everyone. Dr. Isa Mohammed Bastaki, President of University of Dubai. Professor Hassan Al-Ahmed, Vice President of University of Dubai. And Professor Wathik Mansur, Dean of College of Engineering and IT, University of Dubai. And also our dear friend, Professor Phoebe Kondori, and our dear young friends, Welcome to Dubai. Welcome to COP28. And also welcome to this beautiful campus, University of Dubai. And first of all, I should deliver my grateful to Dean and also the President, Dr. Isa, to allow us to gathering here in such a beautiful campus. And I also learned that this campus is the first net zero campus in this region. We can see the solar there. Yeah, so that is really aligned with our topic today, the green and also talent, and also very aligned with the COP28. That's the reason why we're gathering here. So during the past days, I joined several sessions of the COP28, and we all think that there are still many challenges in front of us. Although we have progress on the Paris Agreement, but there are still many challenges, for example, to allow we achieve the objective to limit the temperature rise only 1.5 degree to 2.22 degree. That's very challenging. And also we see all over the world in different places, the extreme weather is more and more. So that's all challenging. Request we do more and request we take action fast. And that's why we are here. And also, so I want to make 3 points today. The first thing is technology is one of the solution. Maybe it's one of the most solution to these challenges. And we all know the UN already announced that we are far behind our progress of the SDG goals. It's said that only 50% can be achieved to 2030. But with technology, with ICT technology, it will accelerating the progress of that. And according to ITU, it will accelerating the speed by 30%. So Huawei as an ICT technology company, we fully believe that we can do more. And also, for example, our technology helps we have a green network, also help we have for example, the renewable energy industry to generate more green energy. And also our, with the AI, with the sensor, with the 5G technologies, we also can monitor and predict the energy, the highest and the lowest requirement, and to provide a dynamic energy provision solutions that will help the carbon emissions. So the technology is a key. But where the technology innovation comes from? It comes from the talent and the skills. So that comes from you. So that's also why we put the talent development as of our most important sustainability activity in our company. Since 2008, we rolled out the flagship program named Seeds for the Future. And to date, it is active and running in more than 150 countries. And 2.2 million people benefit from it, and through the scholarships, competitions, and technical trainings. And with University of Dubai, we also work together on the ICT Academy to provide the trainings, technical trainings on specific ICT area, for example, the wireless, the AI, the cloud trainings to the students and even to the trainers to let the students, young generation, has more skilled in this digital era. And in this COP28, the day before yesterday, with Professor Phoebe, we just launched a new report that's relevant to the green digital and the green skills. Professor Phoebe did a great job to have a research to combine, to clarify with the policy from EU. EU from the Europe is the main focus, but it's also flagged all over the world. And to identify the key skills we need, and also there's a lack of that. And Phoebe will brief us the details during the panel. And also that's also a tour to help us to identify where is the shortage, where is the lack, and the young generation should pay more time and invest their energies to that area. And the third thing I want to emphasize is the gender equity. Yesterday, I joined a session about Women Leadership Forum, and there's a word was very impressed me. A lady mentioned, during this era, women should have a seat on the table. Otherwise, you will be in the menu. So I'm very glad that among the 37 students sitting here, more than 50% are girls. We need more girls to join this STEM, and we need more women to contribute in the digital era, because the technology, the digital transformation, give women more opportunity. Because now with AI, with robotics, a lot of labor-relevant jobs can be done by machine. More jobs require more creative jobs need more people, and it's women's advance. And also the cloud service and the AI make the business, nowadays new business make easier. So we encourage more women and more girls to join this technology industry, to submit your proposal and solutions to the society problems. And also, not only talk, but take action. So that's why we, just now I mentioned with friends that it's the fourth CIS tour for this year. And it's the first year we organize CIS tour for our CIS for the Future alumni ambassadors. So the first edition was we invite 40 students to Barcelona Mobile World Congress, and then we invited them to China, Shanghai, and Chengdu. And also we had an Asia Talent Summit at Shanghai. And now we came to Dubai and joined the COP28. I think it's very important, addition to the training, to learning, that is to connect to the world and have access to others. Also, to to think about the sustainability and also, for example, the climate change challenging. So as early as you engage with this, with people, with world, and with this kind of topic, and I think you will have more opportunity to have your solution and take action to solve the community problems. So that's all I want to say today. So thank you again to here. And also, my words to the young friends is to keep challenging, keep exploring, and keep growing. Thank you. Shakrin, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing those insights with us, Vicky Chang. And in the next few minutes, I would like to invite Dr. Isa Mohammed Bastaki, who will share with us his vision for the future of talent cultivation. Please welcome him to the stage.
In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate.
Vicky, Provost, Deans, guests, honorable ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Actually, when I thought of what to say, I didn't know what to say. The only thing I can say is always it's good to go in a journey. The journey that shows how we can start from somewhere and end somewhere which is really not achievable very easily, and it's an impossibility where it became possible. 3 days ago, we were celebrating the national ceremony for the inception and the birth of a new nation since 52 years ago. That birth of a nation, it is a united nation, by the way. Sometimes you can call it united intra-nation. And it's not United Nations, okay? Differentiate with them. In UAE, we had two leaders, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. May they rest in peace. They met together and decided to have a country that was philosophically a one country, but at the end, it wasn't politically one country. And they decided the only way to go to the future and become leaders in economy and other things in the world, we need to unite. So on December 2nd, 1971, it was announced the union of these 7 emirates. Well, what were the main concerns of the two leaders? The main thing was we didn't have a university at that time. It was, the whole country was sands everywhere, some houses, some buildings. And they were very, very, very ambitious. And they never believed in impossibility. So they said, what do we need to do for the next coming years, 50 years, 100 years? And they decided we have only one mission. Only one mission, the human being. We don't need, Sheikh Zayed said, we don't need to build factories, but we need to build men and women who will build the factories. So at the end, whatever we do is always the human being. And from that day, the drive started. And in 1976, UAE decided to send all students of high school to go to the United States to study. The biggest batch ever in the history of UAE. And the next year, of course, UAE University was founded, 1977. So these people went back, went to the United States, they came back, each one had a goal, had an ambition, had something to do, and there where we started to build our country. So till now, it's always one thing. We need to build the human beings, the human capital. No matter what we do, any service we give to human beings. Food for human beings. Education for human beings. Any service, government service, to human beings. Technology to human beings. At the end, the goal is that. This is the success story we can talk about. And in the end of the 20th century, it was the beginning of a new era of technology. Dubai Internet City started. After Dubai Internet City started, then we had the e-government, beginning of the 21st century. And from there, it started the drive. In 2012, we had smart education. And then 2014, one of the things that we were lacking and lagging, one of the things that we were always worried about what happens if oil is either depleted or there is a competitor to that oil. What can we do? And they said, well, innovation is the main part of this. To be innovative. Once you be innovative, you will make sure that you will be sustainable even after 50 years. So there was the National Strategy for Innovation. And it was 7 sectors in transportation, in health, in education, in water resources, in renewable energy, in space, and in technology. If you look at, many of them relate to the greening of the world. making sure that the world becomes greener and greener and greener so that the whole world will be sustainable for the coming 100 years. And that was the beginning of innovation. And then we started the Drones for Good Award, then Robotics and Artificial Intelligence for Good Award, and 10X, Dubai 10X was another project that wanted UAE and Dubai to be leading the world 10 years earlier. So that's why they call it 10X. Now the third one is coming soon, the 10X. All these endeavors, all these drives toward the future gave a heads up for the country. Now, we are proud to say that in 2021, which is Expo 2020, we hosted the biggest event ever in the world. And that was something for a small nation. It was a great achievement. Now we are in COP28. Why are we in COP28 right now in UAE? Why is it? Because I think we are the only nation that went according to the Paris Agreement of 2015, COP21, that said nobody should do business as usual. BAU is not allowed anymore. We had ambitions, we had plans for 2030, change it. For UAE, 2050 was the goal to reach, to become 75% green energy. They said, well, Paris says something else. We need to make it a better one. Now, the goal is to have 2050, 100% green energy. Already we are exceeding all those. 2030 was supposed to be 25, it's becoming more than 30. We nearly reached the 25, maybe 20%. So we are always ahead of the game. This is the reason why we need to contribute. The NDCs, they need to contribute to the environment. The problem is we look at sustainability in environment, in economy, and in society. These three main things. And UAE did it. So UAE started it. Dubai is already, government DOI is producing 2 gigawatt of solar energy, plus in Hatta another one, a whole green system of no batteries required. The water will be raised from solar energy, and at night it comes back as a power of flowing down. All these together, we are ahead of the world in terms of percentage-wise how we are growing. And Dubai also wants to be 30% of energy, clean energy, in the coming to 5 gigawatt instead of 2 gigawatt we have right now. And I think they will always be ahead. We say about 5 gigawatt, but we will be 6 or 7 or 8 because we work very hard to make it happen. Our goal is to plan, again plan, again plan, again plan. And the planning goes on. There's no one strategic plan. Every year there's a change of strategic plan to make it a better world. So here, even ADNOC, which produces oil, in 2 years or 3 years, 2026, they will have clean energy coming from the land to the sea to the rigs, so through the cables. So we'll have clean energy in the whole rigs. This doesn't mean we're oil-dependent country, we need to just work on oil. Because the future is not about oil, about energy. The future is about humanity. And University of Dubai is one of those universities that we are proud to say we are the first in the region and second in the world at the university to be a net zero energy campus. When this campus was built in 2015, there were many goals. One of them was to be a smart campus and to be a green campus. When we moved in, we already had a gold LEED certificate. And after 2 years, after the behavior of the people, of the staff, and so on, we got platinum gold. But in 2019, which was the main time for us, is to be net zero energy campus. Why are we doing this? Why are we so sensitive for greening? Because we need to make sure that we are in the reach of the limit of 1.5 and not more than 1.5. Even though before it was set to 2, it's now 1.5 because there'll be big problems in the world if we keep growing, keep increasing the temperature of the world. So this is not a net zero energy campus. We don't have batteries. We generate extra energy, we feed it to the grid, and at night we get it back. So you don't need any batteries. Again, trying to make sure environment is cleaner regarding the wastes. And then we go into even the cleaning of those panels is done through dry cleaning by using robot. So we're saving 134,000 liters per month of water. Not only that, even I'm trying to advocate the project and say to everybody should do it, every company should do it, every organization should do it, because the ROI is 5 to 6 years, return on investment. We were paying DIWA 1.2 million dirhams. And the project costs us 6 million dirhams. So after 5 years, and the project stays for 30 years, after 5 years, there's no carbon footprint. There is no cost. For 25 years, zero cost and zero for carbon footprint. We also produce our own water through condensation, 30% of our water. So you can see everything is integrated with each other. So in 2025 or 26, we'll be proud to say that we are greening the world. University of Dubai is contributing to the greening the world, which is mainly for the humanity at the end. So this all together shows how we are committed, University of Dubai, to make sure that we are a part of that. I want to tell people to do it. We are also abating 2,000 tons of CO2, which is something not little by such a small university. At the end, we are here to make sure that we live after 100 years with no problems. We have even some projects going on of looking at the future through scenarios to make sure that these scenarios will help us to start from now to plan it in the coming 50 or 60, 70 years ago in the future. At the end, we look at one thing and only one thing. The only way out of this growing of the temperature is through technology. No doubt. Technology, and only technology. That's the only way that we can do it. I know that Huawei is ICT, is an information communication technology company that deals with all kinds of ICT solutions. At the end, they also started in 1987, which we started IEEE in 1987. And they are spending, research talking about, spending more than $138 billion for the last 10 years, which is not little. It's like a budget of a country. This is what we have to look at. Spending money on research, and research for greening the world. As long as there are funds, this is the reason why also World Green Economy Organization was founded in 2016 in Dubai to make sure that we go into the subject of what kind of subject you look at. We have academia and youth platform. We have finance sector platform. We have public sector platform. We have state platform. We have private sectors. All of these are working together to make sure that every sector is there so that they can get together. Believe me, private sector, they all want to be a member of this WG. Why? Because they know in the future they will be making money. At the same time, they will help to green the world. So this is what our drive is in Dubai and in UAE. And I hope that every country in the world takes us as an example that yes, we can do it. And right now they have raised more than $300 billion. Today it was in the news for helping the world in all sectors to make sure that the poor countries can survive even after 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Issa. That was very insightful. Next, so we'd like to present a lovely gift. So if Dr. Isa could remain on the stage, please. And also Vicky Zhang, please come to the stage.
And Dr. Hussein and Dr. Wathek, please come to the stage.
Thank you so much. So next, I would like to hand the stage over to two student representatives representing two different sustainability-related projects at Seeds for the Future. So if you could please welcome Rachel Lim, team leader for Payment in the Dark Tech for City Huawei 2023 competition.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rachel Lim, proudly representing Singapore. It is my honor to stand before you today to share about my project, Payment in the Dark, as well as to delve deeper into how youth can enact a positive change to today's society. Let me take you through three main points of my talk. Firstly, I'll be discussing more about my project, which aims to provide a cashless, seamless payment system for the visually impaired. Secondly, I'll delve deeper into how the society will become an inclusive and sustainable through digital technologies. Lastly, I'll be sharing with you how Huawei has helped my team and I throughout our entire journey. Before I delve into the intricate details of my project, let me first introduce my team. Hailing from different majors, we are all Year 2 undergraduates from the National University of Singapore. Together, we bring a wealth of perspectives and skills to the project with a common goal to collaboratively build a society that is inclusive and sustainable. Now, imagine being a visually handicapped that does not have full autonomy over your own personal transaction. Or maybe people behind you are constantly complaining that you are paying a bit too slowly. How do you feel? Many will feel anxious, frustrated, or even angry, right? This is the exact sentiment that many visually handicapped feel whenever they make cashless payments. Therefore, Payment in the Dark encompasses of two key features. Firstly, we aim to revolutionize the digital banking user interface through a specialized assistance mode. Secondly, we will have new features such as voice and auditory confirmation. Through these two key features, we will alleviate their plight of the visually handicapped. Now, let me delve deeper into how youths can bring a positive change to today's society through digital technologies. Well, what we hold is our creativity. If you're wondering, oh, I do not even have enough resources to begin with, it's just a dream. Fret not, there are other competitions such as the Huawei Tech for Good competition that allows you to bring your dreams to reality. As mentioned, what we hold is our creativity. An example will be our team's experience with the visually handicapped. As mentioned, we went to the... So sorry. One example will be our interaction with the visually handicapped. At first, we didn't even know that they face a problem with digital payments. However, after much consideration and after an interview with Dallon from Singapore Association of the Visually Handicapped, we realized that they do face a problem. Therefore, through collaborating our teamwork, we were able to use digital technologies to enact a positive change in our society. Finally, do let me sincerely thank Huawei for their invaluable support throughout our entire competition. Illustrated in this slide, the event unfolded at Huawei's Changi Business Park Center in Singapore, where we received pitching training to enhance our skills. In our Tech for City competition, we had the privilege to pitch our idea to a large number of important people and have the chance to hear from many and had the chance to hear presentations from other teams. They articulated their vision for constructing an inclusive and sustainable society through the utilization of digital technologies. I deeply appreciate this competition by Huawei, and being here today sharing this speech about a cause our team deeply cares about is due to Huawei's unwavering support and consistent support and funding. I'm sincerely grateful to Huawei for their unwavering encouragement and belief in our team's vision. Lastly, if there's a singular takeaway that I would like to leave with you is this: irrespective of age, we all hold the potential to shape a society that is not only inclusive but also sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel Lim. We believe that payment in the dark still has a lot of potential to discover, and we hope that your team will continue developing it further. Now we would like to hear from Team Technomai, the champion of this year's Middle East and Central Asia Tech for Good competition. Please welcome on stage Nadira Otabekova, the team leader of Technomai.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nadira, team lead of Project Aquatibia, and I'm honored to be here to be standing at COP28 to share insights on topic power of young people and development of sustainable future. So let's delve into this topic. As we talk about this topic, let me share our journey, our team's journey to sustainable life. So, through this experience, I have come to a conclusion that we have to value not only young people's talents and their brilliance, but also their companionship within a team. So let me tell you a little bit about our project Aquatibia. Aquatibia is a zero waste initiative which covers two major SDGs, zero hunger, clean water, and sanitation. This project also brings a huge impact to social environment, as well as to improving agriculture, quality of soil, improving livelihood in the regions, and so much more. We solve two major problems at the same time: reducing bio-waste and salination. Our project centers around a smart filtration system, which is specifically designed for irrigation to purify water from salt and heavy metals. During the Seeds for the Future program, we have gained a huge experience in shared passion and collaboration. We have realized that this project is not about developing the project, but nurturing a culture which is open to open dialogue, innovation, and constant pursuit of our shared goals. Our resilience has been our greatest asset in moving forward when we face challenges. As we actively engage in different heavily salinated regions in Uzbekistan, we understood that this mission is very urgent. As our president here recently visited Dubai at COP28 and he has spoken about climate change and water problems, we believe that Aquatibia is not just a static concept, but a living commitment that makes us move forward and make a tangible impact in the world. And also, so this is like, this project brought us together in Dubai and Qatar, and we have realized that while talking to our regional farmers, where people are like suffering from salination, we understood that our team should move forward, and with collaboration, we should make a tangible impact. Also, let's use this platform of COP28 to amplify the voices of youth. Together, we can make a world sustainable future with vision, for bringing vision to reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nadira. That was really impressive. Now, so let us watch the Talent and Green theme video and take a look at what Seeds for the Future has been up to this year.
Likely, those young women in a few years will have leadership positions.
I can see that I will work as a network engineer.
I would like to help the country in the evolution into the AI sector.
We try some very crazy idea.
I think that young women just don't have to be afraid to make their voice be heard.
Some really fantastic highlights there. The program just really keeps getting better and better every year. So now it's time to introduce our moderator, Amar Toba, to lead today's panel discussion. So this panel discussion will be divided into two parts. The first part is green digital skills and real-world solutions, the green transformation to achieve sustainability. Thank you, Amar.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Actually, it's very honorable to be here listening to many insightful speeches. I'll take some takeaways from the keynote speeches. Ms. Vicky started with the talent cultivation, and we are proud to hear about Huawei flagship program, Seeds for the Future, which focus is actually the talent nurturing and the ICT talent cultivation globally. Then Dr. Isa proudly told us about the successful journey of UAE that was started by a key single vision of two leaders, which is building the human being. This is a really honorable focus that was upgraded later to match with the arising needs of the future of humanity, mainly sustainability. And we can see very well Dubai specifically and UAE in general coping with the sustainability requirement that was the whole focus of COP28, and Dubai and UAE got the privilege of hosting such kind of international event. Then we heard about the successful case sharing by the two students, which prove, if prove anything, that is apart from our belief in the future of talent and the skills, the young talent. Our future, especially when it comes to technology and sustainability, is actually in the hand of the youth generation. Without too much ado, I will introduce and I will call to the stage our panelists and speakers. Professor Foibi Kaundori, Athens University of Economics and Business and Technical University of Denmark, President EAERE, Chair SDSN Global Climate Hub, Co-Chair SDSN Europe. Professor Foibi. Our next speaker is Professor Vasek Mansour, Dean of College of Engineering and IT, University of Dubai. Third speaker, Mr. Stafdar Nazir, Senior Vice President, Public Sector at Huawei, Middle East and Central Asia. And our fourth speaker, Mr. Hisham Barakat, Computer Science student and Peking University, third prize winner of 2019-2020 Huawei ICT Competition Global Final. Thank you very much for joining us at this panel discussion, and warm welcome to you all. Following the insightful, keynotes and the case sharing, we hope this panel discussion, which is the summit next step, to be really also insightful and, more important, inspiring to the students and the audience here in front of us. If I may start with you, Dr. Foibi, and that's my first question. Professor Foibi, regarding your, yes, you can just, it's on. Regarding your latest Green Skills White Paper, which is already highlighted by Ms. Vicky, the twin skills for the twin transition. You mentioned there are two important and interlinked drivers are that at the top of EU agenda, the digital and green transitions, also known as a twin transition. Could you tell us more about the importance and how they are related to us, please?
Okay, there is a slide behind me. I usually use them because I talk too much and maybe in complicated ways, so I think they help, but you can also just listen to me. So I lead this Alliance of Excellence for Research and Innovation on Aiphoria. Aiphoria means sustainability in Greek, and this is bringing together research institutions, innovation accelerators, networks that work on the interface between science and policy, and a number of academies and scientific associations. In all of these, I either direct, lead, chair, or co-chair, but the idea is to create the capacity for impact, and to create the capacity for impact that is science-driven, but at the same time, it seriously invests in engaging all other stakeholders in this transition. And all other stakeholders are of course, the politicians, the policymakers, the businesses, the financial institutions, the NGOs, the civil society. And to engage all of these stakeholders into a holistic, science-driven, and data-hungry transformation, you really need to invest in education, upskilling, and reskilling. Next slide, please. And this was the vision and the leadership of Huawei. They came to us and said, can you identify what are these future skills that we need? What are the future occupations? 85% of the occupations in 2030 are not yet known. So can we simulate what these skills and occupation will be? And we said, yes, we can do. And we started from the policy structure, the policy framework. What are the policies that are defining the future? Well, we have global policies and we have regional policies. Here you can see the global policies combined with the European policies. So first we have the Sustainable Development Goals. 2015, 163 countries agree that we want to implement these 17 goals, 169 targets within them, to be achieved 2030. This is a very holistic, science-driven framework. It cannot be done without the guidance of science and without upskilling and reskilling. And as the president of the university said, it cannot be done, and we cannot hope to have it without keeping and increasing the pace of technological advancement. We are lucky because humanity has never experienced such a pace of technological advancement before. We now have it, and the luck lies in the fact that green and digital become financially competitive, cost competitive. So now we are able to adopt the green and digital technologies and adopt them in a way that they can be deployed fast and they can use by the people, by the students, by the professionals that are going to be educated, upskilled, and reskilled in order to get the transition right. With regards to Europe, the important thing was to transpose the needs of policy. And what is the flagship policy of Europe with regards to green and digital is the European Green Deal. The European Green Deal has 4 axes. Becoming climate neutral 2050, reduction of pollution, clean tech leadership of European companies, and leaving no one behind. And then these 4 axes have been transposed into policies. Important policies like the climate law, the first time that we have a law, a legal obligation to achieve climate neutrality by 2050 and achieve 55% reduction of greenhouse gas emissions compared to what we have in 1990. Then we also have the EU taxonomy, streamlining capital to sustainable investments, and sustainable investments explicitly identified. What is sustainable? Well, investment in climate mitigation, adaptation, circular economy, water sustainability, managing water resources sustainably, managing marine resources sustainably, and protecting biodiversity. And if you invest in this, you are going to get a good loan, a cheap loan, a long-run loan with low interest rate. And together with this, we have the Fit for 55 that has been voted for in 2023, has been launched 2021, voted 2023, and it regulates, refines all the regulations and policies and laws of the European Commission so that we have the green and digital transition. We regulate with Fit for 55 the emissions trading system. We regulate the emissions from shipping, from our aviation, from cars. We decarbonize energy. We focus on energy efficiency, and at the same time, we focus on land use decarbonization, decarbonizing and using nature-based solutions from the agricultural sector and the forestry sector. Next slide, please. So let me quickly say that we measure everything, because if you cannot measure something, you cannot manage it and you cannot improve it. So SDSN is under the auspices of the General Secretary of the UN, and it's the Sustainable Development Solutions Network of the world, including 2,000 institutional members with a hub in each and every country. And our work is to quantify the sustainability transition. And we do that for each and every country, for each and every city, for each and every sub-regional geographical space. And you can see, let me stand because a professor always stands. I cannot speak without standing. So very quickly, this is where we are. The blue line is our projection, and the green line is where we need to go. So we are lacking pace. Next slide, please. And as I told you, we measure this for Europe. Next slide. We measure this for each and every country. Next slide. We measure this for sub-regions of the country. And measurement is important because you know where you are, you know where you want to go. These are the SDGs that have been transposed, for example, in Europe, in the European Green Deal policy framework that is very hectic and detailed. And our job is to create the pathways for the energy system, the transport system, the land use system, and the marine system. Create the pathway, which is the optimal mixture of technologies, policies, fiscal and financial instruments, and support them with the socioeconomic narrative. The socioeconomic narrative is who pays and how you protect the vulnerable, how you mitigate the regressive effects. Next slide. Where do you start? Next, just keep rolling and I will tell you where to stop. So where do we start? Keep rolling, I've said all this. Okay. We start by engaging the people. It has been said already. It's a human-centric approach. It's like the approach of the United Emirates. It's about the people. Okay, stop here. It's about the people. Thank you so much. It's the people that will make the transformation. So they need to be equipped with the skills and with the investment to acquire the skills, because it's not enough if Huawei talks to Phoebe and Phoebe does the research and you identify what are the skills and the occupations that are coming on. Somebody needs to invest in creating the capacity between the young people, but also the people who are already in the labor force to acquire these skills. So this is just the first step. The first step is to know what we need to invest in. These are the results from our highway white paper. We identify green and digital occupations, and you can see them here. The identification has happened through a big data analysis. The European Commission has very detailed information on skills and occupations, and we have done some AI analysis to connect the different skills with the existing policies and derive from that what will be needed in order to implement the policies that will get us from where we are today to where we want to be in the future. In Europe, the full implementation of the European Green Deal. Across the world, the full implementation of the SDGs. And we also identify how we can accelerate this transition through investing in the correct skills. So you can see smart home engineer, green ICT, electricity distribution technician, and so on. Next slide, please. And not only we identify the occupations, we identify the explicit skills, and we also identify exactly where employment growth will happen, which sectors. We study all the sectors of the economy, and the prominent ones are art and recreation, finance, insurance, ICT, professional services, manufacturing, and energy supply services. Next slide, please. Next slide, too much detail, a lot of information. You can find everything here, and we can make available all the data we had, all the analysis. We can discuss with you any aspect of this report. These are our recommendations for universities and vocational training. You need to invest in the different sectors, financial sector with regards to ESG, energy sector with regards to energy efficiency and renewable energy, manufacturing, raw material, pre-processing, production, distribution, trade. There is explicit, exact identification of what each one of these refers. Agriculture and food, very important for the land use sustainability, advanced wastewater, improved sensors and processes control, and so on. Next slide, which is the last. And then with regards to green skills, we identify again where education and vocational training should focus: renewable energy, energy efficiency, circular economy, environmental regulations, and data analytics with regards to digital skills, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, AI, and machine learning. Last slide, just to see the report. So, in closing, another slide which has the report and the QR code. Can you click once more? Once more? I think I have the QR code. No, I don't? Okay, the QR code can be found here as well. But let me close by saying, as the chair of the Global Climate Hub of the UN, what is important is measurement, quantification, and accuracy. So every country needs to have a very clear picture where it stands, and every country should figure out science-based pathways of the integrated four main systems of every economy and society: energy, transport, land use, and marine use, and then devise the supporting mechanisms that will finance this, not just the implementation of the infrastructural and technical pathways, but also the financing of the upskilling and reskilling that is needed, and also the financing of the engagement of all the stakeholders in this design of the pathways. Because unless you co-design the pathways with the people that will implement the pathways, no implementation will take place. You need to make the people co-designers and shareholders in this transition. And the most important empowering tool is to give them the education and skills that they need in order to really be part of this transition. Thank you, Huawei. Thank you, the University of Dubai, for allowing us to present this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Phoebe, for this detailed view. I hope it will work for you when it comes to achieving your plans and ambitions. That all starts from, as you mentioned, engaging humans. You know, it's all about humans, which is the core topic of our panel discussion and the summit. Moving on, Professor Wathik Mansour is our next step. Dubai has led the region's digital transformation, and the University of Dubai is particularly active in the talent cultivation domain. Actually, we are proud that we are sitting in a net zero campus. I would like to ask you, what are your views on how Dubai and the region in general can leverage digital talent to achieve sustainable transformation?
Okay, thank you very much, Ammar, for this question. Yes, as you know that actually Dubai is uniquely positioned to leverage actually the digital talent for sustainable transformation. So there are a lot of initiatives in Dubai, in UAE in general, and in Dubai in specific. So the initiatives varies from competitions for innovation, for startups. So these are many initiatives has been done by Dubai. Now we talk about University of Dubai. Actually, University of Dubai has done a lot in the direction of talent discovery and management. Actually, we are one of the leading universities here in the region when it comes to innovation. So actually, even we have implemented many innovation courses in our curricula, so that students can always think about innovation. We have Innovation Hub. Hopefully, after this session, we'll give you some tour and to the university and show you various initiatives by University of Dubai in the direction of talent and innovation. Regarding some projects, really I'm very impressed by your projects, but at the University of Dubai, actually, we have many projects in the direction of green energy and energy efficiency. One of the prominent projects which has been done by University of Dubai, actually my group, and the result of the work has been published in a very Q1 journal. It's about energy efficiency using artificial intelligence for energy efficiency for building consumption of energy. So this is actually a great achievement by University of Dubai. So my advice to you as a youth, always think about using new technologies, and definitely artificial intelligence is very, very important in the direction of green energy. So we have achieved actually a great, good efficiency by minimizing the energy consumption in the buildings. This has been done through installation of many IoT devices in one of the buildings, and then measure collecting all the data and develop AI model, and it's to optimize the consumption of the energy. This is one prominent project. Another prominent project led by Professor Hussein, the Vice President, is the monitoring sea rise level. And you know, global warming affecting actually the sea levels. So again, at University of Dubai, we have an excellent team. They have developed a system, or still working as well, developing AI model for monitoring the sea levels, predicting the sea levels rise. And this is very important because we have to plan for the future. So if we are interested in keeping our environment sustainable, so we need to predict some future a plan for any unforeseen disaster happened in the future. And at University of Dubai, we have actually a Center for Future Studies led by Dr. Saeed Al-Zahiri, and their main work is to foresee the future, to help the governments to well plan ahead, like 50 years, 100 years from now. So these are actually the two prominent projects at University of Dubai in the direction of green energy. And regarding the talents, again, we have a very good project at University of Dubai. We are in the process of developing a digital talent management system. So we are planning to develop a website platform to discover the talents. And this one, we have submitted it actually to the Ministry of Education, but hopefully we'll get fund in the near future. But in spite of that, we are working on developing this talent management. So any talents all over the world can use this platform, and then the governments or the organizations or the industry can discover these talents through this platform, and definitely establish a mentorship for the prominent talents through this platform. Another thing about my advice to the youth, what kind of thing that you need to think about. Definitely, when we talk about innovations. So usually we have a very prominent sector, which is smart cities. Dubai is actually a leading in smart cities initiatives. I'm sure you have a tour in Dubai and you see a lot of smart technologies in Dubai. So when we're talking about smart cities, we're talking about the smart infrastructure, like smart hospitals, smart transportation, smart everything. So this is actually one of my advices to you, to think about innovation in this direction. Again, the renewable energy, innovation in your renewable energy. We need your talents. We need your talents in this direction. Again, Dubai University has already implemented this solar farm at the University of Dubai. But what we want from you as a youth, we want you to think about innovation. How can we optimize the energy collected through various renewable energy resources, whether it is solar energy, wind energy, among others. So this is again another direction you need to think regarding the innovation. Other one is actually the green technology. Green technology is very important. What we mean by green technology, it means that we need you to think about innovation, about a new technology that sustain our environment, sustain our water, because water is very valuable. The most valuable thing in our life is water. So water management, waste management, again, pollution. Pollution is very important direction for you to think about how to establish a new technology toward this direction. Again, water resource management. You need to think about building or thinking about a new technology, about how to maximize or utilize the resources of water in our environment. Another thing which is specifically in Dubai, Dubai, I think, among, let's say, top 10 cities when we talk about tourism. So again, sustainable tourism is very important. So in Dubai, I'm sure like maybe tens of millions of people visiting Dubai, and these will actually affect the environment. So that's why we need you as a youth to think about how to think about a green technology to reduce the impact of tourism on the environment. Because when we have a lot of tourists, they will use a lot of water resources, a lot of waste. And so again, this is a very important sector. You need to think about it. Education. Education actually is the source of everything. So what my advice in this case, we need to talk about digital education. Again, the University of Dubai actually has done a lot of initiative toward digital education. One of them is blended learning. And the concept of blended learning is that the professor will develop video lectures and then upload them to the digital transform to help the student to learn and to prepare for rich discussion during the classes. So this digital education, again, you need to think about how to develop technologies in this regard. And when we talk about technology, when we talk about green energy, don't forget artificial intelligence. And I think, Dr. Isa, our country, because UAE is our country actually, is the only country that has Ministry of Artificial Intelligence. Yeah, this is, we are proud that UAE is the only country that dedicates a specific ministry for artificial intelligence, because the vision of the leader, they know the importance of artificial intelligence. Again, I strongly advise you to think about artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence doesn't need a lot of hardware or infrastructure. You can learn it through the digital platform. You can develop AI models with minimum cost. Another important things, startup and innovation. So startup is very important. And again, our university, we are proud that we have innovation center that attract a lot of students to go to the innovation center. We'll show you the innovation center at University of Dubai shortly, and allow the student to pitch their ideas, to pitch their innovative ideas as well. And hopefully one idea will mature to be a startup company. So again, startups innovation. So my advice to you, when you think about innovation, immediately think about startup, because startup is the product of innovation. So if you have an idea that doesn't mature to be a startup, it will be forgotten. So that's why when you think about idea and innovation, innovative idea, and you think this is genuine, and you have the platform, the opportunity to pitch it in front of the investors, so hopefully you will get fund. UAE, Dubai specifically, they have a lot of actually complete ecosystem for startups and innovation. Lastly, is the regional collaboration. So please, the University of Dubai, for example, we have a strong collaboration with a lot of international universities. So the most important thing is about collaboration is that exchange ideas, exchange innovative ideas. And this, like, Seeds of Future is a great platform, thanks to Vicky and her team, that bring all the youth from all over the world to pitch their ideas, to explain their ideas. And this is, again, a kind of exchange through collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Wathiq. Knowledge sharing and experience sharing is definitely a good target. it's interesting to know about Dubai University, goals and plans, initiatives that integrates with the national and even international ones. Staying in the university mood and moving from a professor to a student, actually, we are lucky to be joined by a student, Mr. Hisham Barakat. You are now a student at the computer science at Peking University, a Chinese university. How do you see the role of the youth and their responsibility to make the society better through technology?
Hello. And thank you so much for your question. So in regards to youth, I would say the youth is the future, as they are going to be future leaders eventually over time. And as being future leaders, I believe that they have also a great learning potential while they're to develop the skills needed to be able to be innovative, as well as to deploy sustainable solutions to help our energy landscape. So in terms of taking care of our environment and so on, I believe that the torch given by the previous generation will be later forwarded to the young generation. And through this, it's very important to be learning driven, to be able to be passionate about learning and encourage that sort of passion into young people. And through this, improve their professional and personal skills in which that they can be better at problem solving, as well as to build their confidence that they can be the innovators that they are said to be. So in that sense, I would say it's really, they play a big role, and I think it's going to help create a brighter future.
Great. I think Professor Watek mentioned a lot of domains. He gave advices to the students to engage in these active domains when it comes to planning their future. We would love to hear from you as well. You are now studying cybersecurity, right?
I'm studying artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. Would you like to, share some more details about your domain of study and any advices you give to your colleagues?
In regards to the field of artificial intelligence that I am very grateful to be studying, I believe it is the future, and I believe that it makes life easier. The whole point of technology is to make everyone's life easier, better, healthier, and more efficient. In that sense, I would say to really focus on this field. For me, what I am doing, I'm working on an open source project to create a framework that can be utilized by students to learn how to use, to learn how to build their own models. And it'll be a very friendly framework that anyone can use, and it will run on the background of many different popular libraries. So that's one aspect of my studies. There's also robotics, which is under the department that I'm in. There's a big section on robotics, and robotics, how they can help improve daily lives of people. So I think these, not only that, there's even beyond potentials. I have more interest in different areas as well. So we have also the development of AI centers, how they are developed, how to make them very efficient in terms of creating models faster in order to create more accurate models, as well as to reduce how much resources are being taken in. This is a field that I'm interested in, making it easier for other people to create models.
Perfect. Thank you very much. If you are to give a one single advice to your colleagues about the planning success in the future, what would it be?
In terms of advice?
Yes.
I would say always organize and manage your time. So we often, I feel, we can be doubtful of our abilities to get work done on time, to be able to teach ourselves. And I think if you can manage your time very well, then you'll be able to get everything you need done within a given time. I think it's a very important subject, and the way it's taught is through giving people challenges, multiple challenges to overcome. When you go through these different challenges, you understand yourself, you understand how you study, you understand how you pace yourself, you understand how you take rest. And by a lot of reflection, you can improve the way you manage your own time. So I think time management is very important and can be done by taking on multiple challenges and trying to see how well you can manage yourself.
Thank you very much. So time management. Start always with your time management and managing your time for planning your success in the future. Now, let's move to the second topic of this panel discussion, real-world solutions, the green transformation to achieve sustainability. I'll move to Mr. Safdar Nazir. Countries have national strategies for net zero and sustainability driven by the UN SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Huawei is working closely with Middle East and Central Asia partners to achieve sustainability across sectors and industries in the continent. Currently doing in terms, from your experience, how is the Middle East and Central Asia is currently doing in terms of green transformation? That's the first part of the question. And the second part, what can be done better, including the talent gap in the sustainability and circular economy space?
Thanks, Omar. So I think it's very important for us to always keep in mind why we are doing things. And having that strong grounding in the why is always important to motivate us for what we're doing. And the professors gave some very good and deep insight into the SDGs and the drivers behind that. I'd like to simplify that. According to the Global Footprint Network, the amount of resources that we need to produce what we consume and absorb our waste is currently above 1.8 Earths. We only have one Earth, so the world is not enough, in the famous words of James Bond. So that's very clear that we have a big problem to deal with. And in different countries, of course, the challenges is different because of the nature of the resources they have available to them, including talent. And if we see where the population growth is around the world between now and 2100, it's in Asia and Africa, largely. So these countries are going to go through further development, which of course requires energy to be able to do that. And how do we then produce that energy is of significant importance. That we go through this next industrialization, or what's known as the fifth industrial revolution, by using technology and putting the human back at the center. So we move away from being simply technology-driven and profit-focused and efficiency-centered to looking at more broader aspects of sustainability, resilience, and circularity. So we put the human back at the center of what we're trying to achieve and why we are needing to do anything at all. Because there's always one option, there's always the do nothing option, right? So once we've grasped that, and Professor Watheek talked about cities, of course, I'm part of the United Nations U4SSE, which is Smart and Sustainable Cities. So I'd like to remind myself and others, what do we actually mean by that? So when we say smart, I would put it to that what we consider as smart is something new and better than what we've experienced in the past. If we think about that a little bit more deeply, so even if I take the smartphone of 2007, if I gave any of you people a smartphone from 2007, you'd think, what is this? This is not smart. But if I gave that same phone to somebody who had only ever had a feature phone or never had a phone, they'd think, wow, this is smart. Because it's relative to what we've experienced before. And that's how we define smart. And that's why when we talk about adding in the sustainable part, sustainability is a homonym, has two meanings. One is the sustainability in terms of environment. But when we look at sustainability, especially in terms of talent, it's also how can we continue? So how can we sustain the development of talent of anything that we do? So this is another meaning for sustainability. And that requires, as the Japanese say, kaizen, or continuous improvement, right? So when we put that into our context, according to figures from the United Nations, more than 78% of energy is consumed by cities. More than 60% of carbon emissions are from cities, and cities consume about 2% of the world's surface. So we have high concentrations. If we wanted to deal with low-hanging fruit, it would be the cities. And in some places, we have the luxury of doing greenfield master planning and development, and we can apply all of our great thinking into the future. But the reality is that most cities around the world are existing cities. So they expand, and they redevelop parts of the city. So some sub-developments will happen. And that's why, in our view, the campus is a fundamental building block of a city. So when we look at any expansion or redevelopment, if we considered the campus, i.e. Not just the university campus, but in a general definition of campus, i.e. it could be a resort, a mixed-use development, or a hospital, or any development that's happening, as long as it's under a single operational management, we can consider that a campus. And if we were to be able to set policy that every campus above a certain size, like, for example, when we implement VAT, we do it on certain products at a certain percentage rate. If I was to throw out a figure there and say every campus above 10,000 square meters should be net zero as a policy, what that would do is it would drive every development. So we're not just relying on the government to solve some problem for us. Everyone is then motivated to address the issue of net zero and tend towards that. We might not fully achieve it, but it would also drive further things like the carbon trading market, which we're very lucky to have. In the UE has a certain amount of carbon trading capacity and renewable energy credits as well. So this whole market would be driven and people would become focused on how to bring their carbon footprint down, and the net zero campus would be a key building block. Now, as a tech company, of course, there's certain parts of that we can help in. Firstly, I mean, I like to say, well, as I start from the do nothing option, is that, well, if you don't want to consume any energy in tech, we'll just unplug everything. But we don't want to live like that, right? So we want high quality networks and technology capability, but at a lower energy and carbon cost, right? And like COP27 announced as part of the ITU collaboration was a new standard called L1.333, which is the Network Carbon Intensity Index. And I'm pleased to announce that we are the first company, to my knowledge, who's implementing that in our network management systems. So we can really understand what is the carbon footprint and cost of data that we're transferring over a network, and further optimizations into the network so that we can bring that down as a part of abatement. Then there's the generating on-site, and the university here is a great example of on-site generation, and you have land available to do that. Now, quite often we'd need to use the rooftop or car park coverage and so on. Huawei happens to provide the most efficient energy inverters in the world, which means for the same square foot area, we can produce more energy. So we can reduce the consumption, generate more in the same area, and then we manage the rest better through things like the Network Carbon Intensity Index. Now, in all of those products, as we were talking about AI and talent, well, Huawei embeds AI. Why they're so efficient, and we hold the record for the most energy efficient data centers in the world as well, which is measured in something called the power utilization efficiency, or PUE. We're embedding AI into our products. So part of our strategy is to reduce the carbon footprint and energy consumption of our products, and therefore we use AI embedded into the product. That's besides all of the other use cases that you can have of AI beyond that. So I think if we can keep this in mind in terms of every development targeting to be a net zero campus and try and encourage government policy towards that, this will help us achieve our targets and reduce consumption, generate on-site, and manage better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Safdar. I'll just go back, Safdar, to one point you mentioned in your conversation with Dr. Isa before we go on the stage. You mentioned something very important, which you reiterated here now. The net zero campus, the campus can be any building. My question is, there, in terms of priority to the net zero or carbon neutrality and green energy, is there any kind of specific kind of campuses that is more important to contributing to the carbon neutrality and the green energy, all these sustainable goals?
Well, I'd answer that in two ways. So firstly, of course, the ones that are consuming more should be the priority. However, one of the reasons why we focus on the campus is that it allows everyone to be involved and take an action, right? So there may well be, for example, a campus that has a very high energy usage and carbon footprint. There may well be good reason for that, whatever, but I might not have control over it, right? So what can I do is, firstly, is that if we encourage all the developers and the end users to be aware that they can do something and focus on the net zero as a target for their projects. And I remind people about the UE has for a long time, probably more than 15 years ago, looked at the green buildings and the Green Building Council. But I could also ask the question, how many actual green buildings do we have? That's because it's a voluntary system rather than there being any policy to say from a building codes perspective that you need to adopt certain criteria. So that's why I do think, though there is a lot that can be done, and there's some outstanding projects like we have here and Masdar City and others, there's still a handful. So how do we move from those handful of brilliant examples into mass adoption is that we need to have the technologies to help people achieve it and also bring in policies to drive that direction as well.
I'll be more direct in terms of, if we break it down to sectors or practices. If I take example like the financial sector or real estate, or what are the campuses as per practices or sectors are more important to start with when it comes to net zero?
Well, then in that case, it's real estate, because real estate is a horizontal that builds all types of campuses.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Mr. Safdar. We wouldn't let it pass without coming back to Professor Foibe and take her advice when it comes to having the students here and planning their future. Professor Foibe, there is a great potential to develop digital skills to drive both climate neutrality and recovery full of job opportunities. What would be your recommendation for young talented seeking to join the workforce soon? For example, the 36 students present here, how can they best prepare for the digital work places they will likely encounter in the future?
Okay, the most important thing for the new jobs, it's the ability to work in interdisciplinary frameworks. You need to have a focus and knowledge and technical skills on a specific discipline and science. It could be ICT, AI, and machine learning. But this is not enough anymore. There are no problems that are solved in the silos of single disciplines. 99% of the problems we are facing, and in particular problems that are relevant to the sustainability transition, are problems that can only be solved in interdisciplinary networks. For example, and I want to make this clear, the Global Climate Hub works with 120 countries in order to help them to reach climate neutrality and climate resilience by 2050. This hub, in order to give the correct recommendations, detailed advice for the transition, has 9 different units. The first one is on platforms, data platforms and digital applications. So how you gather, aggregate, visualize socioeconomic and geospatial data. The second one is on atmospheric physics. What is the climate destabilization and restabilization scenarios? The third one is mathematical modeling on optimizing the energy and transport systems transformation. The fourth one is land use and marine use transformation. What are the optimal technologies that can allow you to meet food security and at the same time sustain agricultural practices, sustain the ecosystem that you use in agriculture and forestry? The next unit is about health and climate, the footprint of climate on mental and physical health and the monetization of this footprint. The sixth unit is about innovation acceleration, startups, how you make it happen and how you make it happen fast. A clever idea, technological innovation, social innovation, financial innovation, how you accelerate it to the market and how you massively deploy it in order to be adopted by companies, by the financial sector, by the government. The next unit is about the socioeconomic narrative. Who pays? What instruments you use? The next one is about engaging all the stakeholders, and the last unit is about education, upskilling, and reskilling. This is what you need in order to provide reasonably reliable information and projections for the detailed decarbonization and climate resilience pathways. Did you figure out how many sciences are involved in this? How many different disciplines are involved in this? Almost all disciplines in an all-discipline university. So what it is important nowadays is, of course, technical skill and deep knowledge, but also the skill of being able to talk to other disciplines and at least softly integrate your models, your approaches, your frameworks with other disciplines. This is where the solutions lie, and this is what it will be required by you in order to really achieve a remarkable transformation of this world into one that it is sustainable. And I think there are lots of talent, and it can definitely be done.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Foibe. So as you can see, innovation, something like innovation, startups, time management, AI, the advice from private sector, Huawei, these are something that you need to keep in mind when planning your future. I'm sure you have more questions. That's why I would love to open the way for questions from the audience. If you have any specific question about planning your future, about the importance of engaging in the sustainability when it comes to technology, please, it's your chance. You raise your hand and go ahead with introduce yourself and go ahead with your question. Any questions from the audience? Here we go. Okay. Can we give a mic to the audience? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Go ahead, introduce yourself and ask your question, please.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Larissa. I'm the student representing Brazil. So my question is for Professor Watik. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry if I am. So as the Dean for the Engineering and IT College, you mentioned how important it is for students to be stimulated in innovation projects like the startups and in the innovation center that you have here. So I was wondering, since it was previously mentioned that this college is a green space, like the solar panels that you have here, I was wondering if the students are a part of those projects, if they are part of the research or the more active part of making this college a more green space, a more sustainable place, and if so, if you could give us an example of how they were a part of those projects.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is actually a very important questions. As I mentioned, we have for example, at College of Engineering and IT, we have established innovation, engineering innovation, and IT innovation. So this and this course is taken by all students at College of Engineering and IT at the very first semester of their study, and this is very important because we want our student to think about innovation right from the beginning, right at the start of their journey at the university, so that when they go and earn many skills, there is something in their mind planted at the beginning, which is innovation. So usually what we do, these kind of innovation courses are mainly project-based. So the students, they work on innovative projects, definitely various projects. This year we focus more on green energy, climate change, saving the world. So these kind of things we have worked on that. In addition to that, we are organizing many pitching competitions. So usually throughout the year, the students will have the opportunity to pitch their ideas. And then sometimes we invite investors, for example, to listen to them. So hopefully they could get sponsored. So these kind of things, I think, is very important for any, not engineering student, any students. And I like the idea of interdisciplinary. Here at University of Dubai, we don't work in silo. Our research always interdisciplinary. So for example, I am professor of engineering, but I have successfully supervised 6 PhD graduates from Dubai Business School, supervising them in innovation and management. So this is the kind of work, and this has a proven record. Another thing, we have many multidisciplinary projects. One of the great projects led by Professor Hussein is with the College of Law. Now you are saying, what College of Law has to do with engineering and IT? No, it is very important, because now we have the autonomous cars, autonomous taxi, flying taxi, flying objects. And all of these need policies, regulations. So that's why we have a very good projects, and funded actually, by the way. This project funded by University of Dubai. So there's a full-time researcher working, there are students working as well. So these kind of things are happening in University of Dubai. There's one thing I would like to say. We are always focusing on, when we talk about climate change, saving our Earth. But UAE actually is going in another direction, aligned with the other countries like America or China and Japan and some other countries, by exploring the space. Now you are saying, what space has to do with the green energy? Yeah, it is very important. Imagine, we don't know, maybe after 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 500 years, something happened to our Earth. So, to make our life sustainable, yes, we need to make Earth sustainable, environment sustainable, but why don't we explore more to live in? And actually, UAE is leading in this region for exploring the Mars. They have sent many satellites. Mars probe they have sent last year, but most importantly, they have vision of 100 years ahead. They are planning to establish, and the good thing about UAE, I'm telling you, the good thing about UAE, what they say, we are going to do this, they are going to do it on the same time frame, they say. So, for example, when Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Dubai ruler, Prime Minister of UAE, said the metro will be 9/9/2009. They opened it 9/9/2009. The vision regarding the space, they are saying, the leaders, we have a vision of establishing Mars colonization 2171. In the celebration of the 200, yes? 2117, yeah. So, which is 100 years ago, ahead. So this is what, and here at University of Dubai, again, we are taking the vision of the leaders and implemented it. We have a very, very strong relationship with the Mohammed Baraj Space Center. Mohammed Baraj Space Center is like NASA in America. They are the space agency of exploring the space. At University of Dubai, inshallah, shortly, me and Professor Hussein will lead you in a tour and show you we have Mohammed Baraj Space Center lab here at the University of Dubai. So that's what I am saying. University of Dubai, alhamdulillah, although it is small in size, but great in achievements. Many initiatives. Definitely thanks to the Dr. Isa Bastaki, the president, who is leading in this vision. He is leading us and always encouraging us, motivate us to approach industry. That's why we have strong collaboration with Huawei, with the government, with another industry sector. But we are very proud that we have very, very strong relationship with Huawei.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Watik. It is really interesting to know that all the students' courses are actually built on projects in which the students are engaged, and moreover, University of Dubai is bridging the the relationship to other private sector and public sectors areas and domains like Huawei and Space Center. Thank you very much again for your detailed answer. Again, back to the audience. Is there any other question for our speakers? That's your chance. Here you go. Yes, please go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Miriam Shikongo from Namibia. Seeds for the Future ambassador to Namibia, of course. Professor Watik, I have a question for you. You have mentioned that Dubai has an actually complete ecosystem for startups and innovation and has collaborations with international universities. And the most important thing about collaboration is the exchange of skills and innovative ideas. How many countries have collaborated with Dubai's ecosystem of startups and innovation so far? And how can countries that would like to collaborate with the Dubai ecosystem of innovation and startups go about it? Thank you.
Thank you very much for this important question. I'll answer little, but I will leave Dr. Isa to answer more about this question. Yes, UAE is leading the startup initiatives. There are many, many initiatives being established at Dubai. What distinguishes Dubai and UAE? When we talk about Dubai, we talk about UAE. It's a country for everyone. There is no restriction. Anyone can come and visit Dubai. Anyone can come and build a startup in Dubai. So that's why Professor Hussein been more than me, maybe now 27 years, for me around 23 years. We are living in our country. And always Dr. Isa tell me, this is your country. And we are proud of that. So I think there are many initiatives, but I think I leave the floor to Dr. Isa because he is the leading and the prominent figure in leading this initiative. Professor Isa.
Thank you. I think, first of all, later I'll respond to your question also. The solar farm was completely built by Dubai Chambers. We are owned by Dubai Chambers. So the students didn't have anything to do with it. But any project that's coming within this one, yes, they are involved. Regarding, we have a lot of relationship in the world, especially the University of Dubai I'm talking about. But let's look at the country as a whole. There is a big project started 2016. It's called Mohammed Rashid Global Initiatives. And I think this is the best initiative ever in the history of human beings. Why am I saying so? The project was a 1 billion dirham project. And what the goals were, one of the goals or two of the goals, is that to find the poor societies around the world. What is it that will make them economically feasible, economically sustainable, economically independent, and self-dependent. This global initiative actually looks at all. I think they've built more than thousands of schools, hospitals. And so what it does, it looks at the poor societies. Once it finds it, it builds in that society schools. It trains the teachers. It provides them books. That's one, education. Number two, health. It builds the hospital. So they want to eradicate the illiteracy and they want to eradicate the diseases. Once you take care of these two, you are ready to go to the next step. And what is the next step? Also, these initiatives, they will support all those entrepreneurial minds to have a startup and build. That means they will be funding all the ideas that can go into startups. They'll fund it until they become ready to make it locally and sell it globally. Why is that so? They don't want to give them money so that next year they'll come back again to get the money. But they want to build their economy. Once they have all these, I call it infrastructure, which is education, health, and entrepreneurial support, so that companies would come through those entrepreneurial, supported by government of Dubai, that will make them economically sustainable even in the world. This is what we need to do all. So innovation comes a lot in that sense. They have many other things also. Of course, I'm talking the main three are these three. And every year they have new things. They have even awards. So many things are happening in this one. So yes, we are here in UAE. We are not only looking after ourselves, but we are also looking after the poor societies, not to give them money, but to make the economy sustainable. Once the economy becomes sustainable, stability starts. Most of the countries are not stable. The main reason is economically they're not ready yet and they're not sustainable. So this is what the UAE does, and I think this is what he wants me to tell you. There are other plans also doing it, but this is the main plan that's working since 2016.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have one comment.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Just one, sorry. I have, one advice to you. Because, we mentioned what kind of advice to you as a youth. What's your name, son? Hisham mentioned time management. I'm telling you one thing that will help you in your life. And that, again, that thing helped me to be healthy. Even I am around 35 years old. Yeah. 33, thanks. Healthy life. This is the strong advice to you as a youth. Healthy life makes you successful, makes you innovative, success in everything. You could manage your time if you are healthy. You can achieve if you are healthy. By being healthy, several sectors. One of them, physical activities. I am being in my whole life, during my studies, even after that, always jumping. Playing football, basketball, badminton, squash. So this is my advice to you. Be healthy and don't rely on games. Electronic games or digital games. Yes, digital talent, okay, but not digital games. Physical games. And our president is very passionate about football. So he's Real Madrid as well. So this is my advice. Please be healthy. University of Dubai is open to all of you. You can come. You can stay here. The walk, yeah. Dr. Isa has a great initiative. I don't think there is any other university has this initiative. Maybe there are, but we are not aware of it. He has us fix half an hour every day for all staff, faculty, and the student definitely if they have the time, to walk and work, to walk and study. And this is 12 o'clock today. We missed it. But as I said, University of Dubai is open to all of you. Anytime you can visit, even without agreement or just send email, drops email to Dr. Isa, Professor Hussein, to me. I want to come and visit University of Dubai a couple of weeks or spend studying a certain course. Or University of Dubai is Dubai, smaller Dubai, because all the initiative, it has it.
Thank you, Professor Watiq. I think if we are to follow your advice about the healthy thing, it's already lunchtime and it's healthy not to delay the lunch. Unless there is one last question with a very fast answer from whoever our speaker is, we will close. Sure, go ahead.
Everybody, hope you are doing well. So my name is Asma. I'm cloud engineering student from Morocco. Before I ask my question, thank you very much to all speakers. It was really impressive. So my question is, how do you envision striking the balance between technology, innovations, and the traditional knowledge, and also environmental consideration? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we start with the private sector, maybe, opinion about answering this question? Private sector, Huawei, yes, you are a private sector.
I was hoping to be public sector for today. Striking a balance between all of the academics and the technology and sustainability. So, Ms. Asma, what I would always encourage, besides what all of my fellow panelists here have said, is that keep at your core a very strong why. As I mentioned before, you must be very clear on why you are doing something, right? And this is what motivates you. Now, we don't all maybe can achieve what Steve Jobs and Elon Musk have done, and make a dent in the universe, as Steve Jobs once said. But you must be very clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve, and then, as a global citizen, understand until we get to the Mars, right? We have to live here, right? And we have to live with each other. And which, as a citizen of the world, we must understand our impact on not only our personal impact on where we live, but how we interact with other people. So whatever you're doing in terms of your study, you're a cloud engineer, right? So of course there's a technical part of cloud, which is, it does contribute to reducing overall energy consumption and carbon, because you're centralizing rather than having distributed amounts of computing and so on. So it has that benefit. But again, being a cloud engineer is a means to an end of what? So I would ask you, Asma, the question, where and what is the dent that you're going to make in the universe?
I think it's that help people to live easier lives, like helping them. And
you don't have to answer it now, huh? You can think about it, you can plan it.
Yes.
It's a question you can wake up every morning and remind yourself what the answer is.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Is there anybody who wants to elaborate in few words, in 30 seconds?
Yeah, I think thinking about innovation technology is not only for ICT or technology student, engineering student. It's for any student, even everybody. I always, I have a couple of minutes. I know you are. Anyway, I am following intermittent fasting, so I have no problem to stay without food.
Dr. Isa is trying to run away.
Yes.
I want to have the closure from him.
So
I
just
want him
think
to close.
in innovation, whether you are a business student, law student, engineering student, or any other discipline. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would love to hear from Dr. Isa, our host for this event, the final advice for his students and everybody here. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you all for this excellent event. It is really a very successful one. And I think we have an amalgamation of youth and elderly, I can say, and plus also from different countries and from different disciplines. This is a good place to get together and gather together. I have one answer to you actually is technology here is here to stay. You can never say, why don't we do something to get rid of technology? Your job is how to relate, how to work with that technology to make your life a better life. If you say one place gaming the whole day, that means you are affecting your health. So at the end, technology is there, it's here, it will stay. The only thing is, what is it we need to do to make sure that technology will help us? It's here as a tool, nothing else. It's a tool. It's not a goal. Technology is just a tool to help you do things faster, to maybe to be more efficient, to be more accurate. All these together, things is the technology is there. The other one, I think, when you said about time management, and it's a very good thing, but also you need to look at something which is very important, and I know you all know it, but nobody said it today, so I'm lucky to say it. Don't worry when you fail. Never worry when you fail. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Rashid said, once you fall down, you have to stand up. If you stay there, you will be a loser until the end of your life. So when you fail, make sure that failure is just a beginning of a challenge for you to make it happen. So time management is important. Secondly, don't worry about failure. Failure is something that will help you to know exactly that this one will not do it again. Whatever solution you had, you have to do other things. And also think always out of the box. Never close your mind. If you close your mind to a certain, somebody says, I have some principles, I will not leave those principles. Nobody leaves those principles. But you can align to those principles to make it something that you can do. So even in Islam, it was very flexible. If you're traveling, you need to do prayers less, right? Why? Because when you're outside, it's different. So principles are here to make for you a better life, but at the same time, you can use it for other things. Don't just look at something which is full stop and that's there. Open your mind. Once you do these three, there are other suggestions, but technology is here to stay, technology is here to help us, technology is here to solve the problem of future of sustainability. It is here to solve. Our job is to work on that technology and make it happen. Thank you all very much for coming.
Thank you very much, our host. I think the golden advice of today, do not be afraid of failure. Fail, stand up again, fail, stand up again, fail, stand up again. That will make you more stronger. Join me in giving a round of applause to our speakers, everybody here. Thank you very much for your time again, and thank you for joining us. I think it's time for a group photo now. Dr. Isa, Dr. Hussein, please, Professor, if you can join us on the stage. Vicky.